Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and Drew here, and we're going to talk about accessorizing your vehicles. Anytime I'm investing a lot of money on a vehicle that I think is going to be popular on the platform, I always want to look for little things that I can spend to really jazz it up. I need a wow experience for the customer. I need a wow experience when they're looking for a vehicle if I'm going to be able to get top dollar for that. So today we're going to talk about the Bronco, and Ford Bronco, as you know, I think it's going to be one of the hottest vehicles for this year, and we're going right into peak season. Oh, it doesn't feel like April yet. It's freezing out here and it's windy, so I hope the audio comes through. But we've already done what the first step, which is on this Bronco, is we put 35-inch tires on it. I also put a 2-inch lift on it, and after, I got advice from the guy who's selling me the lift kit and so forth, but I probably could have got away without the lift kit and just on the tires, although it would have been kind of tight. But I got a 2-inch lift all the way around. I got 35-inch tires, and I need the vehicle to pop if I'm going to be able to get the amount of money that I want for it. And so today we're going to do some accessorizing, and when I'm accessorizing things for the vehicles, I want to spend the least amount of money, but make it pop the best possible. So we're going to install maybe like $30–40 worth of decals on the Bronco, and I think it's just going to give it that much of an edge, and hope you enjoy. Thanks. Alright guys, let's take a look at the finished work here. This is but you can see how it turned out. Use the tape to line it up. And I just think the letters make a difference. So as a principle, I'm typically not keeping vehicles very long, usually 2 years to 3 years tops, 18 months to 3 years tops. So I don't want to put a bunch of cash in something that I'm just going to trade in, that you're not going to get any value. You're not going to get any more money for anything. When you're dumping thousands and thousands of dollars into vehicles for, different things, you're typically not getting that value back if you ever trade the vehicle in. Now, on the private party, you may get a little bit of that back, just so the least amount of money you can spend but still kind of dress up the vehicle and make it pop is what I want to do. I want a wow experience for the customer, and I'm not completely finished. I'm probably going to black out. There's little decals you can put over the Ford to make that black. I think that would look good. In addition to, I do have this, which I think is going to look much better. Blacked out Bronco that we're going to put there. But overall, I'm pretty darn close to where I want to be with this vehicle, and that's just spending a few dollars here to jazz it up, and I think it's worth it. I'm also going to put I'm going to get these either painted or order like the yellow ones, and then that's about it. Alright guys, so in short, I have 3 rules when it comes to the amount of money that I put in accessorizing my vehicle. So you got to remember, most of the time, the money you put into accessories, a lot of times you're not going to get it back. So I keep 3 rules when it comes to that. So the first is, I will spend money on anything under $200 that makes the vehicle pop. So decals, stuff like that is super easy because it's not a lot of money, and it just gives you that extra a little zazz when it comes to whether it's viewed or when the customer is renting the vehicle. On my Tesla, I like the look of the my Model 3, for example. I like the look of the car without the aero cover, so I took the aero covers off and I spent $50 to get the little caps to make the wheels look good. So just little bits of money that can jazz up the car, make the car look aesthetically better. So $200 or less is what I'm looking to spend as far as that kind of stuff. And obviously the Bronco, we're looking at maybe $85 worth of decals and stuff like that. Now, The second one is would be, does it protect my vehicle? So my higher end vehicles that are $50,000 or more, and there's a little leeway on this, but vehicles that are $50,000 or more, sometimes I will use PPF film. So I like to try to spend less than $1,000 or in that $1,000 range. And the reason I'm okay with spending that is because on their higher end cars, it does protect the cars from chips and all that, which is the purpose of it. But many times I'll get some of that money back if somebody damages the car. They scrapes up the car. You know, this happened on the Tesla, happens on the C8s. Any of those low sitting vehicles like that, sometimes people could scrape it up, and I'll get some of that money back on damage claims, and the damage is less. I'd rather have damage in PPF film than I would have in the paint on the car. So $1,000 or less to protect the vehicle, and where I could get some money back. And then the third one is, if I'm going to spend an extensive amount of money, for example, on the Bronco that we just saw, you know, I have about $3,100 in tires, rims, and a lift kit. Now, going back 2 years ago, I prefer to buy pre-owned vehicles that somebody's already put $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 in. I did this on my Gladiator. It already had tires, it already had wheels. Somebody had already put a bunch of money in the vehicle. I love buying them like that. Low miles, pre-owned. But the Camaro was another one. My green Camaro 1LE. That vehicle, someone had bought. They put rims, tires, like a bunch of aesthetic upgrades. They did a custom interior on it. Somebody had spent probably $5,000-$6,000 minimum on this car, and obviously I bought it like that with all the adjustments already done, so that was great. But in this market of where new cars are better values than used cars, you have to be careful in how much I want to spend accessorizing the vehicle. So the formula I use for this Bronco, for example, I spent $3,100 in tires, 35-inch tires, rims, and a lift kit on the vehicle. And if I calculate what I think I can rent the vehicle without the tires, just stock, I'm looking at between $89 and $99. The Broncos, they look okay, but not the best, you know, stock. However, by spending that extra $3,100, now remember, that's about over half the cost of a Sasquatch package if you're building a Bronco. And if I take that number, I think I can get closer to $139 to $149 a day in my area. So that's an increase of 50%. And if I take, I'm going to keep that vehicle on the 80% plan. So if I'm getting $40 extra per day, then I want to calculate how long is it going to take to get my money back on that investment, because there's a good chance if I trade that vehicle into a dealership later on, I'm not going to get much of that money back, and I'll probably end up just keeping the wheels myself. Okay. On the private market, if I sell the vehicle privately, then I could get the majority of the money back, maybe all of it back, as far as that goes. Just because of the aesthetics of the vehicle is just much more conducive to a higher sale price private party. So that being said, you know, I want to calculate how long it's going to take me to get my money back. And so at $40 of my money, taking 80% of the $50, and I calculate that it's going to take me about 75, 77 days to get that money back. So when I evaluate how long that's going to be, I want to make sure I'm going to keep the vehicle for, my plan is to keep the vehicle for at minimum double that time frame. So the Bronco is a vehicle I plan to keep, you know, longer term. I plan to keep it like 2 years, 2.5 years maybe, somewhere between 18 months and 2.5 years. And so since I plan on keeping that vehicle longer term, I'm fairly confident I'll be able to get that $3,100 back, and then some. And it just fits my some of the rest of my vehicles. I want vehicles that are going to pop. I want vehicles that people don't mind paying up for a premium for, and that's kind of my strategy of building my fleet out. So hope this is helpful. So those three things. Anytime you can spend less than $200 and make the vehicle look better is worth it. If you're going to spend $1,000, it should be something that can protect the vehicle. And anything over that, make sure you can get more
substantially more rental income per individual rental, and to make sure you can pay for that. You're not going to get it back on the trade-in value, and so keep those in mind. Until next time, guys, I'm out. Thanks.